Hey guys, it's your favorite female trader, SIMPLEFX, and I am back with another vlog for y'all, I guess, because it's not a rant. This is not a rant, even though I've been giving y'all a couple rants lately. It's not a rant, I promise. All right, on the topic of this video, I want to talk specifically about strategy hopping. Strategy hopping, okay? I had a student reach out to me not too long ago, and that student was like, hey, Charlene, I really been following this particular trader on Instagram. I know the trader. I won't say his name, but the person is like, my student is like, hey, I'm really interested in trying out his strategy because, it looks really interesting. And so I said, okay. The student was basically trying to get my input basically on whether or not they should even take a look at this strategy. So I would never tell anybody, don't do this or don't do that, right? If I know who you are, I know what your goals are, I know what it is that you're, where you're trying to go with your trading, I'm going to give you the best advice that I can give you based on that information. Now, the first thing I asked the trader was why? What's the reasoning behind wanting to look into it besides the fact that it just looks interesting, right? That's not enough, right? And he was like, well, based on my work schedule and, even though I'm a scalper, this person is a swing trader. It just looks interesting to me, and it may be something that I could incorporate into what I'm already doing. Now, I'm a big proponent of not mixing swing trading strategies with scalping styles, right? Strategy, not really the word. It's more a style. So if you are a scalper, it's best to stick with styles or techniques that correlate with scalping. If you are a swing trader, vice versa, you want to stick to things that work with swing trading and whatnot. So this student has been trading now for 3 years, and they're doing relatively well. They're profitable. So I asked him, I said, well, why is it that you want to look into another strategy if the strategy you're already doing works? If you're already profitable, you've made it over that hump, you're doing great, what is it that's making you want to, see if the grass is greener on the other side? If something is not broke, don't try to fix it. And he was just like, well, this person is always posting online and the wins are this and da 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 da. And I said, and I know this person, this other trader influencer, and I said, well, please keep in mind that this person never shows losses. Okay, they only ever show wins with this amazing strategy that they have. Okay, understand that it's a style that is, to me, I won't speak for everyone, but I'll say it is a certain type of style of trading that you have to really, really know what you're doing and really trust the strategy for you to maintain it, if you ask me. Okay, so like I said earlier, I will never tell someone not to do something, not to look into other things, because when you're a trader, something that I would say within the first 1 to 1.5 years of you trading, which is relatively the beginning stages, you're going to want to try out different things. And I'm not going to say not try different styles or try, someone's course, whatever the case may be, because that's how I became profitable. I was trying out different things until I found what works for me. So that could be the case for somebody else. So I'm not going to tell somebody else, hey, don't stick to my style and don't look at nobody else's. Don't do this, don't do that, because you never know what could help you get better, what could really, take your trading to the next level. There could be something out there that maybe I don't teach or the next person doesn't teach that could help you. So always be a student, always strive to be better. So always keep your ear to the ground so you can be sure of, hey, if I see this and I want to give it a try, give it a look, do it. It could do wonders for your trading. You'd never know it if you don't try it. Okay. But with that being said, if you find something or you have found something that is working for you, why do you want to look elsewhere? You know what I'm saying? Too many people are kind of strategy hopping, and it usually happens when they start experiencing losses. I'll see traders that go through like, and it's never a long losing streak. It's always like a couple trades here and there, maybe a week, 2 weeks max. I've never seen traders go through like complete losing droughts completely to where they're like, absolutely not this. And I mean that not in the beginning. This is more after the fact, after they've found something that works for them, where their strategy is just completely not working for them anymore. Unless you just started doing something way different, I just don't see that. So usually when people strategy hop, it's when they're experiencing losses with what they've been doing, and then they're seeing other people experience wins with what they're doing. So now they start to get a little curious. Now they're like, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. How is it that this person is winning? What are they doing? What are they doing? What is their secret sauce? When in reality, you have your own secret sauce. You just, for some reason, decided to abandon it because of some losses. In life, guys, you're going to take losses in anything that you do. First off, there's no strategy that's 100%. There's no strategy that's 99, 90, 80%. There isn't. Most strategies, if it's a good strategy, and not just the strategy, but the trader as well. But if it's a perfect world and all your ducks are lined up in a row and you're doing everything absolutely right, you're probably going to be in the high 60%, 60th or so percentile of profitable traders. 70, 80, 90% win rates just don't exist. I just don't see it. Because if that's the case, you're not just some random retail trader. You're looking to be employed by a hedge fund or something along those lines. Because for you to be up in the upper echelon of those numbers, you're killing it. You'd be killing it. People would be paying you millions upon millions of dollars for you to trade for their hedge funds. So be patient with it and understand that you should always factor losses inside of your trading plan. Don't think that because you go through, 1 or 2 weeks and you're taking a couple losses here and there, when you start maybe breaking your rules, maybe the market conditions are acting funny, there's a lot that can take place that can probably give you good reason as to why you're potentially losing. And sometimes it's just not your time. It's not your day. It's not your month even. Your week, your day, your month. It's not none of those. Maybe it's your time to, let me sit back. Let me back test a little more. Let me study a little bit more. Or let me take a break. Let me take a break. You know what? I don't really feel like taking no more losses. It ain't working for me. These conditions are not ideal. Let me chill out for a little bit. I'm going to keep my eye on the chart, though, to make sure, hey, let me paper trade every once in a while. And then once you start seeing things kind of start looking normal again, now you can jump back in. But when you completely pull the rug from underneath yourself and say, scrap this strategy that has worked for me in the past, and now I'm going to go look and try something else that you still got to back test and learn and all of that, now you're starting from scratch all over again. Why do that to yourself? Why doubt everything you've done and studied and how hard you've worked all the way up until this point to just say it doesn't work anymore? It's almost like being in a relationship. You're going to have fights. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have arguments and disagreements and things are going to happen. But do you throw away all the other good things that you may have had and experienced in that relationship with that person because you had a couple fights? It's dumb. It's immature. So you really want to understand that it's okay to take losses, number one. Number two, that win is right around the corner. And it's not that bad. Stick to your rules. Stick to your discipline. Do the best you can. And I always say, if you follow all your rules and you do everything you're supposed to do and you still lose the trade, technically you won because you followed all your rules and it just didn't play out for you. But technically you won. The only time you really lose is when you do something you know you're not supposed to do. When you're over trading, when you're being greedy, when you're over leveraging, when you're trading outside your session, when you're trading outside of your pair, when you're breaking rules, when you start breaking your trading rules, that you've already lost. Before you've even started trading, you already lost because you broke your rules. You're not going to be consistent and find consistency by breaking your rules. You're going to find it by sticking to your rules. So those of you that find yourself wanting to strategy hop when you're going through a lull, chill out for a second. Take a step back and really analyze, really think about what it is that's happening to you and try to understand why you're taking the loss rather than just throwing your hands up in the air and just saying, all right, this doesn't work. Let me just give it up and try something else, or give up altogether, because that can happen also. You can psych yourself out completely to where you just say, this ain't for me and I'm done. And little do you know, the market conditions could have switched up a week or two later and you would have been right back in the money. You would have been winning like you've been winning, but you psyched yourself out over a couple losses. If I take 10 trades in a week and I win 7, I'm not going to lose sleep over the 3 that I lost. I'm not going to let those 3 losses dictate my entire week. Overtake the 7 wins. That makes no sense. And guess what? If I take 10 trades in a week and I lose 7 and I only win 3, still, I'm not going to let those 7 losses dictate the last 7 years I spent studying to get myself to where I am today. It's all about perspective and how you look at it. Because in life, what is it, guys? It's not about what happens to us. It's about how we handle what happens to us. I could take 10 losses in a row. I will never, ever, ever doubt my trading abilities. I'll never doubt my skill and the knowledge and the experience that I've built over the course of these last several years. I'm just not. I don't think Steph Curry loses sleep when he misses a couple threes after all the crazy threes he's hit, and now he's an all-time leader in threes. If he goes has a game and hits 0 for 12 on threes, he's not gonna come back the next game and say, I'm not shooting no threes because I had my last game, I had 0 for 12, so now I'm a crappy 3-point shooter. No, he's gonna come back and shoot them threes like he's been shooting them. And that day, that night that he hit 0 for 12, he's probably in the gym that night, putting up shots, trying to get back in the rhythm again, because he knows who he is. So you got to have that same mentality, that same willpower about yourself. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget how hard you work to get to where you are. And even if you're a beginner, think of where you're trying to get to. That's what's going to keep you in the game. Not looking at just where you are and your results today. What are your goals? Where are you trying to get to? And are you really, truly, and honestly putting everything you have into getting yourself to those goals? Because if you are, you got to give yourself a little bit of credit. It takes a lot to get to that point, but can you do it? Absolutely. I did it, so I know you could do it too. Those of you watching this video right now. So always be a student, like I always say, but remember, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Stick to what works for you. If you found something that works, stick with it and try to better whatever it is that's working for you so that it can continue working for you. And even if it stops working for you for a short amount of time, don't doubt that it was working for you in the past. Conditions change all the time. Market acts up all the time. We got a new president that's moving and shaking, causing a ruckus right now. Things happen to affect how the markets move, but it doesn't affect your knowledge and how you got to where you got to. Just chill. And don't strategy hop, guys. Find what works for you. Stick with it. Try to make it better. Perfect it. And remember, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. That's all I got for y'all in this video today. As always, it's your favorite female trader, Charlene FX. And I'll see y'all on the next trade.